I was so mad when they like what was it, the Starship, you could only watch the Starship launch on X. I was like, this is stupid.
Not only that, but they didn't have the full resolution that they used to have because they didn't have. I think they couldn't do like 4K or something for a long while.
I mean, I get why they did it. Like, you know, X and SpaceX, they're all owned by the same dude, same parent. But still, like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot by limiting yourself to a single platform for something as monumental as Starship, you know?
It gets restreamed by a bunch of others, usually.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, you can almost always find recaps of it on YouTube.
And EEV blog usually does a live stream and commentary.
Okay.
I spend all my time with NASA Space Flight. Those guys have their own cameras pointing at it. So,
what's up, Woodchuck 1993? There's our next disconnect. We knew it was coming.
I even heard that in the audio transmission on Discord.
Go Twitch. Twitch. It's our man. If you can't do it, no one can.
It's crazy to be able to live stream off of like satellite internet.
Yeah, the fact that this is possible at all is pretty awesome.
Well, we used to do it over dial-up, remember?
I don't know if real media streams count.
No, see you, see me, remember?
Oh,
that was full teleconferencing.
Yeah.
I never used that.
160 by 160 pixels. Amazing.
Ooh, high res.
Yeah, I mean, but that's about all the camera did too, so it worked out. But yeah, you had full two-way teleconference over a modem.
You can see the human outline with this.
That was actually not bad.
Those were high-resolution pixels.
Yeah, well, in the early days of the webcam were not great. I remember the Game Boy camera. Talk about resolution. That thing was awesome.
How about the little thermal printer that went with it?
Yeah, that was super cool too, actually. All right, Twitch, you got your 2 crashes in. Are you going to hit us with a third one? Virtual Boy, man. Virtual Boy is the, like, how badly do I want to throw up today is what Virtual Boy is. But then again, I get motion sickness from, like, modern day VR, so I'm probably not the best judge of how terrible Virtual Boy is.
Well, Virtual Boy was terrible just because the display was terrible. It was that horrible, aggressive red LED thing.
Yeah.
It looked almost like Tiger Games, but somehow worse because of the color.
I'm sure some people could stomach it. Problem is, some being a small amount of people.
Whoa, Argaris, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. That's awesome. And happy Halloween, Thermal Dragon. It is indeed Halloween. We don't get trick-or-treaters out here because our driveway is too long, so Halloween is just another day for us.
Well, we're hoping for some treats, and we're hoping for no tricks.
I did order some UARTs on eBay that got here today, and they put a little Haribo stack in it, so I might eat these at some point.
Hey, those are good.
They are good. I just don't know how much I trust random Haribo from a dude on eBay. I don't imagine they laced them with...
as long as they're not the sugar-free ones. But yeah,
those...
my sister... Oh.
Those have a hilarious story, the sugar-free ones. No, these have sugar in them.
the laxative Haribo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oof, we are dropping frames hard right now. Come
Yeah, it'll
on,
cap
you can
out.
do it.
What I was going to say is my sister went to a friend of hers to do the trick-or-treating thing, and her friend was going to give out Haribos and got found a good deal on them on Amazon, and it turned out to be the sugar-free ones, so they had to run to Walmart to get something else. They weren't going to make a bunch of little kids sick.
That could have been fun, but
Yeah, but yeah.
the thing
The
is,
other thing
like,
was,
for a certain percentage of people, it doesn't do anything. So, like, you could hand them out, and 20% of everybody that gets them will just go, yeah, these taste great.
There was a sugar-free candy. It was Sorby or something like that. That had the same sweetener in it that a lot of people used to give out for Halloween and like the late 80s, early 90s.
What side is the? I think it's on that
Left
side.
side.
It's on the side with the knob
It's on the side with the knob.
on the
it
control
is.
panel.
Yeah, you're right. It's on this side. And I need a big honking screwdriver. I always forget which side it's on. Ugh. I am so far behind on this video, man. Like, usually I like to have the edit done by Friday night, so that way Saturday I just got to film a little extra B-roll, put it all together, and then upload it. But I'm only a third of the way through the edit. It did not go smoothly.
Yeah, by the sound of things moving at the start.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
going to have to pull it all back out tomorrow to film extra B-roll with it.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So patrons are going to get almost no early access on this one. Sorry.
I always heard that Pop Rocks caused a kid's stomach to explode when he ate a bunch and drank a Coke.
Yeah, that was the urban legend when I was a kid too. I didn't like them because they made you burp a bunch.
It's an urban legend, but if you fed them to seagulls, it would probably kill them.
Oh yeah. You kill seagulls by feeding them a lot of human food.
Well, Alka-Seltzer is kind of if you don't like seagulls, yeah.
All right. So I haven't heard a crash lately. Happy Halloween, old school gamers. Argaris, yeah. I'm glad. Hopefully your day, your laptop work goes smoother than we had last week. Last week we discovered that, oh, son of a bitch. I left my other laptop inside. Okay, I got to run inside right quick. Because without that, I can't do anything. Yeah, last week we had all the transistors in backwards. All right, you guys are in charge of entertaining yourselves for like 60 seconds.
He has to go get his Linux utility laptop, because right now he's only got his Windows laptop, which is running the stream.
Yeah, and we don't want to run that Arduino code on the mission critical machine.
No.
My code isn't that bad.
No, Arduino's is.
it's the Arduino IDE causing Twitch to drop the stream.
Yep.
Probably would be an issue on his laptop.
Can we really trust the IDE? Not to take too much RAM.
Speaking of Arduino, I posted Jeff Geerling's video in Modern Computers earlier on the Arduino Q. He wasn't very impressed with it. It turns out the Arduino Q is a poor single board computer, and all the I/O has to be done through a microcontroller, and so it just makes it harder to use than it would just using a Raspberry Pi.
Did you guys keep yourself entertained?
For the most part.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Balls
31 people watching, so.
Yeah. Balls was asking on the Friday Night Litton chat, do you have disconnect protection turned on in the Twitch settings?
I have no idea.
The answer is probably no, because that would add to the latency.
Yeah, all I know is that it's very smooth after the first 10 minutes. So I'm all right with that. Let me get... So I can keep things kind of at the same height here. I'm going to bring a stool in to put the laptop on.
For a second, I thought it would be like the low latency mode for Twitch that was breaking stuff, but if it's the other thing, whichever thing we do, it won't matter. Just have to live through it.
All right. Making progress. I was not prepared tonight. I was literally editing until I stood up to walk out here. You're on. All right. That's coming up. Where's my little stool at? Here's my little stool. Oh, my little stool's a little too tall for the Arduino. All right. Let's... I'm gonna have stuff strewn across in weird directions here. This is not super duper graceful, but there we go. The Arduino is now plugged in. Got my laptop set up right there. Let's fandangle this guy around because I'm sure that we're going to need it. Get that plugged in. There we go. All right. Get you on. And then scope probes. All right. Where are we starting? How are we starting?
Probably check if it's still doing the same thing it was last week.
See if it miraculously fixed itself.
Yeah. Then we can go home.
Not
I'd
so
be
much
all right.
that.
I'd be all right with
sure
it.
It didn't get any worse.
That's what I'm expecting. Because that's how the old Usagi luck goes.
Yeah, checking voltage levels for all the other channels.
All right, let me get Discord open on the laptop here. Bring the camera in a little bit closer so you guys can kind of see what's going on.
There's a thunderstorm locally where I am at the moment, so if I get cut off, so you have the sketches. Have fun.
Okay, all right.
Oh, it was raining here for a while. Was gonna say the same thing. It's like hope I don't get disconnected, but I think we're in the clear. Famous last words.
Oh, go away. I hate touchpads. Let me see if I can get Twitch chat up on this screen as well. So that way I don't have to keep leaning over backwards to view Twitch chat. Let's go to Creator Dashboard. Stream Manager. There we go. This thing, just don't show this again. Dismiss. Twitch, man, you're killing me with all these pop-ups and extra things you want me to look at and read. All right, there's Twitch chat. Let's get Discord open. Right. Switch accounts. I was on my secret account because I was double checking something on the. I have a secret account on my Usagi Electric Discord here. Okay, there we go. There's your sketches. All right, which one do we want? Which one should we start with?
The one that's on there at the moment. Let's just try that first, just to make sure that we're still back where we were.
Okay.
What we were seeing last week, from what I recall, was device select was mostly working, but a little wonky, and the output was very wonky.
Yeah, I forgot what the setup file for that we set for it was. Lit is what it was. Minicom. You do minicom what dash lit?
Just
no
minicom
dash.
lit.
Minicom lit. There we go. Yep. Not ready. To be expected. The whole thing's off right now. Let's do power on.
Ready, run.
Well, power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got to bring power up first. It's a lot quieter with three of the panels on. There it goes. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Sounds like a jet engine coming up.
Yep.
We got a ready light. Did we get ready on the laptop? We got ready on the laptop and a device select. That's fun.
Does the drum sound healthier now than it did when you first started working on the Litton?
Yes, considerably. It's like the bearings are starting to wear themselves in.
Probably getting the lubricant warmed up and into position.
Yeah. All right. This has got to come around this way. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this without tripping over the cord for the camera and just completely disconnecting everything. All right. Halt. Ready. Run. Whoa, we got a whole lot of device codes that time.
Yeah, so this is basically the first problem we need to look at. There should just be C04941 and then that's it. I think this.
It should be blinking, so it should be executing a lot of them.
I'll read them off to you. So it goes. I get device. I'm not going to say device select. So I get 0C0490 carriage return, C0490400 carriage return, C0490400 carriage return, 0C0490400 carriage return, C0490400 carriage return. Yeah,
I get the idea.
We did get one F0 in there. So things got a little wonky here at the end. We got F0490403D carriage return, 0FF410 carriage return.
I wonder
3D is interesting. because I think that 3D is line feed, so maybe there's some crosstalk with the output.
All right,
basically, we should only be seeing C0, 49, and 41. So my suspicion is there's some noise on the device select line.
Okay.
Which is
So
odd, because that's the one we worked on.
right. Let me see if I can get a scope probe onto that. It's going to be starting with yellow here. All right, that's going to be that's the one we worked on, you think?
I'm pretty sure that's the one we were working on.
Well, we should probably confirm. Pretty sure is a good way to get incorrect data here.
Posted the Arduino wiring diagram on the chat.
Hammy's Hangout is raiding with a party of 10. What's up, Hammy's Hangout? Is that a hamster raid? If that's a hamster raid, that's the coolest raid ever. All right, let me update my trigger here to... I put this thing in normal mode, and I want to go back to just regular mode, and I don't know how to do that. Oh, here we go. Okay, there we
can't
go.
actually see this. Can't see the scope screen there. Sorry,
Yeah.
Usagi.
Because I think we were working on like K82, and that's device select.
So do you have that doesn't help me. I need to know where it is on the... Well, okay. I mean, maybe I can just plug into that actually. So which one is it that we care about? K82.
I should try to paste it.
I'll see if I can clip onto that.
Yeah, K82.
Without shorting everything else out. Let me get one of those grabber things here. All right, up you go. K82, that's going to be this one right here. And then you are going to be ground all the way over to here. All right, there we go. Well, you were worried about noise. It's noisy. Is my ground hooked up? I got a good ground going on here.
Yikes.
No, I think that was my ground cable wasn't plugged in, wasn't making good connection maybe.
Yeah, let's just hope that's not what the Arduino's seeing.
Nah, that's the scope probe for the ground cable. I can't get a good connection on the Arduino here. I'm having difficulty with that. Okay, that's what the device thing looks like. Fuck. All right, that's going to be super duper annoying. We're going to have to figure out a better way to get ground going on. That's going to drive me up the wall, because if I disconnect the ground cable altogether, that's what the scope is showing with no ground cable connected. Not going to be perfect.
There are other grounds on the. There's another ground point on the Arduino, like on one of the other headers. You could put a terminal pin in something.
Yeah, that's
in
a
there.
good idea. I think I got access to one of those. Yeah, you're ground all the way back here. All right, I got all sorts of problems going on here. All right. What's going on here? Why is that super duper noisy? All right, I don't know I don't know if I trust those grounds. Because it doesn't seem to make any bit of difference whether I'm... I bet you
What's your
this is what's
scale?
floating.
Like how
0
many
to
volts
5,
per division?
1 volt per division there.
Okay. I was just checking to make sure you didn't have it like scaled down to like the 10 millivolts per division.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's just like super duper noisy. That's less than ideal.
Could you just do a halt ready run again to force it to output some device selects?
I mean, it
Oh.
should be stuck in a device select loop right now.
Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're seeing a device select loop. That's gross. Okay, let me move my scope probe up to the level shifter itself and see what we're seeing. Let me get, because I'm seeing all sorts of disgustingness on that. I don't approve of. But I need to get an alligator clip so I can get some ground going on here.
I disapprove of this electron flow. It is not happy.
Yeah, if we're getting that much noise, then I'm curious where it's coming from. All right, let's disconnect you. Let's get...
It used to be way more cleaner than that.
Yeah, this is something's weird here. Something's wonky here.
Yeah.
So we're still just trying to figure out what on earth is going on. If the noise was that brutal, I would expect us to see a lot weirder device selects than the ones that we're seeing. So I'm still haven't ruled out that this is a probing issue.
Yeah. The other thing is we're gonna have to look at the individual bits if they're going all the way to 5 volts, because we might be seeing partial activation of the input bits. I mean the
All right,
OB.
so that's what the device select looks like coming out of the level shifter directly.
Yeah.
I'll move the camera over here so you guys can see it a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna try and let me get the scale and everything set a little more logically here.
Seeing a bit of grunt pulses? Not sure.
Oh, hang on. Let me move my trigger back to an area that makes sense. I had it way down in the negative. Also, probably should be triggering on source 1 as opposed to source 2.
Wireless triggering. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what our device select pulses look like coming out of the level select direct out of the level shifter directly.
Yeah, and the reason why we're not seeing so many messages coming in, because that's how many times it's getting selected, is because of speed of transmitting stuff on UART.
So like that looks totally fine to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a little bit of a slew rate problem on the top end there, but I don't think that's going to cause an issue. Our logic high is at about 4.7 volts. Our logic low is about 0.5 volts. That should be enough for the Arduino to trigger.
Oh yeah.
God. Reese, have you seen the time scale?
I can't actually read it. It's pretty blurry here. What's the time scale?
20 microseconds per division. 20 microseconds per division.
20? Okay.
Omega Total, what we're working on Omega Total is the Litton here. We're trying to get it to communicate to the laptop via an Arduino. And it's almost there, but not quite. And
Alright.
Hammy's Hangout, Twitch is kind of a new thing to me, so I'm still not fully internalized that I need to lean over and read chat more often than I do.
Yeah,
And
that's
40 microseconds, see, and so that's 40 microseconds per pulse.
yep.
That's like one instruction time, but didn't think it would be selecting it that fast.
Wait, is the pulse
that-
is the pulse a 5-volt level or a 0-volt level? Because they're different.
It'll be logic low. It'll be low into the Arduino will be device selected because it's in negative logic.
So low into the Arduino is going to be about 10 seconds or 10 microseconds.
Yeah, which should be enough for it to trigger the interrupt.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it won't be able to transmit that many messages through the UART. We're going to overrun buffers at that scale.
I don't think that this is a device select because it's too fast.
You're right. It's going at the speed
because 40 microseconds. 40 microseconds because this is a 40-bit computer. 1 microsecond per clock. That's basically one word time.
Yeah, that makes a bit no sense.
Yeah. Can we maybe probe some of the other select pin, some of the other pins on the 4-pin header of the Arduino and sort of see what they look like?
So, probing the Arduino is easy, but
whatever they are on the other end.
Yeah, let's look at the 5 signals coming out, the 5 communication signals coming out of the level shifter. I'll just go in order here from left to right. So that's on the far left. Looks like it's always high. Got a little bit of noise down to about 4 volts. But that shouldn't be triggering logic lows on the Arduino. The one next to it is similar, a little less noise, actually down to about 4.5 volts. See, the third one is, if I can get my probe to hook up to it. Third one is that grossness.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that's not good. The fourth one was the one we were just looking at. This guy here. And the fifth and final one is just high all the time. So the third one is the one that I would be concerned about. So when I wired this up, I went straight from top to bottom and left to right on here, I believe. Bending my probe up here.
The third one is K82 or forget, or is it something else?
So
just trying to figure out which one the third one is.
Yeah, me too. Should have marked this stuff. So we had 5 signals, and we went essentially top to bottom from the board up there.
Top
on
one
connector
would be,
P9. So we went K75. No, wait, hang on. These are
those are the towards the Litton. Those aren't, or later. We plugged them later on. It's K80, K150, K82, and K83. So the one that we're seeing pulses, I would have assumed would be K82. That
wait, why are you only listing 4? There's a 5th one in there. What's the 5th one?
Oh, it's the W110. It's just the ready signal.
That should
That's
just
the 5th
be
one.
high or low at the moment.
All the way on the bottom. So K80 is currently always high. K150 is always high. This is K82. Then K83 is the one that had clean pulses.
40 microsecond pulse.
Oh, okay. So
and then
K83 is
W110.
getting that. Okay, that explains why it's a pulse every 40 microseconds.
Yeah, so this is
KD3 is
currently
reused in the Litton for other things, so we're just seeing a random artifact of Litton reuse.
okay. That's fine. So let's focus.
Okay.
Let's focus back on K82 here. This is the device select. We're moderately certain.
That
So
is not happy.
why does it look like hot garbage?
And how the heck does it still partially work?
Well,
I suspect there's a lot more device. The Arduino Sketch only prints a device select when it sees a change in the output bits, so it may be getting lots and lots of notifications, but only showing some of them.
Not only that, we have to zoom out the
massively
scale because we're
coupled.
too zoomed in right now.
Well, I mean, if I zoom it out too far, then you get all sorts of like
We should be seeing
weird
big
honking noise.
pulses. We should be seeing big pulses. Because
Yeah, it should be
That's wonky.
normal friggin' pulses. Like you're stating the obvious here, Roy. we know what we should be seeing. This is what we are seeing, though, which we know is not correct.
So is this on the Arduino side of the level shifters or on the Litton side of the level shifters?
Yeah, this is on the Arduino side of the level shifter. So I'm gonna.
Can we have a look at the other side?
Yep, that's what I'm going to right now.
So we tweaked the resistor for KD3. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I can spin it down and double check with the multimeter, but I'm moderately certain that this is K82. All right, this is the Litton side coming in. Looks like we got effectively nothing on it. It's just stuck at negative 12.
Huh.
You just do the halt ready run again with a trigger, maybe? Just see if you catch anything.
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on. Let me get the trigger set up correctly here.
Yeah.
Bring you down to about negative 5 volts. Let's go to a single here. We'll do a halt, ready, run. We get a nice big fat pulse. Couple of nice big fat pulses. That feels like a proper
that
device.
That's what I expect.
Yeah. So we have a nice big fat pulse coming in. Now the question is that
getting converted to 5 volts correctly?
Yeah, so if I remember, one of the first things it does when after halt ready run is the Opus selects C0 and then selects 49 or 41, and then later on it selects 41 again. So that looks like what Opus is doing straight off the bat. So we need to figure out why it goes wonky through the level shifters.
Yeah, so we got a level shifter. I'm gonna get a picture of what it's doing here, so that way I've got kind of a record of what's going on.
Not only that, I would have expected those pulses to keep coming.
I don't think it does that, Joy. So it almost looks like it is, but I don't think it's actually doing that. I think it only does it once.
I mean, if you run your emulator, it starts and it just waits for device inputs. Except if we have something really bad in the input and output busy, where it just decides to not to. I don't know.
All right, so let's just troubleshoot this like we've got a bad circuit here. So let's probe our way through it. Roy or Reese, if one of you guys have the level shifter schematic handy, that could make my life a little bit easier. I don't necessarily have it handy at the moment. But let's center you up because we're going to be dealing with positive and negative voltages here. So if I check the Litton side of things, you're at negative 12 volts. So if I check the base, after it goes through the resistor, we're at like 4 point something volts. So the transistor itself, it's at like 5 volts. What are you supposed to be at? You're at 20 volts. Does that make sense? Oh, plus 18.
Got it on Discord.
So yeah. Oh, excellent. Thank you. What's up, Matthias? Got all sorts of fun stuff going on in there. Somebody, Ecubus is rocking the parrots. All right, let's see here. This is from the Litton out to the Arduino in. So yeah, so the base we're currently at negative 12 volts. So the base voltage, it's almost like we got a bad transistor, it feels like. Because the base voltage is at like 4.7 volts.
Which should make it off.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like constant at 4.7. What's our 12 volts doing right now?
Hang on, let me get a better value of that base.
Because
It's
I'm
at, like,
expecting the base
So
to
the
be
base
like,
is at like, hang on, let me talk. The base is at like 4.3 volts. That should be transistor is on.
well, barely.
No, because if it's never going to go below 4.3 volts, because as soon as the transistor turns on, that's just where it sits. Right. So the transistor should be on. So our Arduino output should be at 5 volts, which is what we're expecting because it's a inverter.
Yeah.
So the output, right?
We should compare with the one that we modified the resistor.
Well, the one that we modified the
we...
resistor is currently going 8 because it's got all sorts of signals going on it. But it's also comes down to 4.3 volts. So.
Huh.
But that resistor's been unmodified. I removed that resistor. All right. So the base looks good. It's just our output doesn't look right.
If the base looks good, so the 5 volt looks good, is the resistor to ground not good?
I don't think so. Well, I think we got to spin it down, pull the level shifter out, and pop that board off and take a look at the underside. Maybe the transistor died when I was reversing it. Maybe I got a bad solder connection. If I remember, I did do all those solder connections at like 1:30 in the morning. So.
Yeah, at a breakneck speed because we were trying to get through it.
Yeah, we were boogieing. So, all right, let's spin all this thing down.
Maybe that transistor didn't like being the on the less amplifying configuration.
Could be a bunch of things. Well, I mean, there's only like 5 parts, so could be any of those 5 parts. All right, let's unplug you. I'm going to unplug
We're still a bit lucky. We're still a bit lucky it's only 5 parts. It's like, I remember for the Data 620, like people had like so many parts for the minus 12 volts. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of excitement about trying to build the very best design without consideration to the guy that had to build it.
I had a full analog one.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to make it better, but
yeah,
we don't necessarily need to do those things.
Yeah,
make it better.
I mean, I was a proponent of like a single transistor solution, but that was still a lot of transistors.
Oh, not the right. That's the right bit. Got you. You're the one I need. Yeah. All right. So I think it's really, I mean, it feels strange. Like if we had a full-on disconnection, I feel like the Arduino would not be floating. Arduinos have internal pull-ups when they're set into input mode, right? Or pull-downs.
Input should be high impedance, no pulls.
You have to select the pull-up or the pull-down.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is actually just high impedance.
Yeah.
So we're just looking at it floating then.
Well, actually, yeah. So
because we didn't set it as
that resistor.
We didn't set it, and your code doesn't set it as a pull up or pull down, right?
No.
Okay, so it could just be that we have a bad connection there.
So that might be the 1K.
Or it could be the transistor, because that's what I soldered and desoldered.
Yeah,
Could have
but
just missed soldering a pin altogether on it.
if the transistor was missoldered, we'd be seeing 0 volts, the full pull down of 1K.
Well, I don't see anything obvious right off the bat.
Because nothing would be pulling it up. And
But I need to properly mark this. Let me get it on the table. Get the camera out of the way here. All right. Let's aim you at you.
while we were looking at the base, the output looked horrific too. So,
Yeah, the base looks fine.
what was it oscillating around 0 volts?
No, it was oscillating around like 2.5 volts.
Huh.
Which means that whenever you have the spikes were going up above 4 and down below 2, which I think would be enough for the Arduino to interpret that as something. All right.
So you also removed the 100K that we put previously on the other channel. So that's weird that channel works so well.
Well, the thing is we don't know if this channel ever worked well because we never checked this one.
True.
It is a 2N2907. I'm tempted to just remove the transistor and put a new one in. Let me get a Sharpie out while that thing is
throwing parts at a design is a solution, but that's not an expensive part.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that transistor was desoldered and resoldered hastily at night, and the I'm not worried about the transistor being bad. I'm worried about maybe the leg is a little too short, and I'm not making a connection to the leg because they were all trimmed, right? And I've got a ton of these 2N2907s, so it costs me less than a penny to replace it.
Yep.
Doesn't particularly mean anything, and when I'm doing it, I'll go through. I did all that walking around because I wanted to get a Sharpie. So I need to mark. And then when I'm doing this, what I'll do is I'll reflow all of the solder joints here. Yeah, so this is going to be the 3rd pin.
Yeah, testing a spare is not bad. I see there are plenty. So.
Yeah, has the floor filing system, aka the FFS, when things drop. I don't understand that, but I don't think that one was meant for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop that transistor out. I can see that the solder is pretty flat on some. Well, I'm just gonna pop it out.
Oh, so somebody was commenting about it's like when screws fall to the floor, it gives something for viewers of the stream to find.
Oh,
it's like has the floor filing system.
I remember on Shelby's stream, we asked chat to remember a specific thing. It was like, I forgot what it was. It was like where the long screw went or something like that. And then it was like 4 hours later, I was like, chat, where's the long screw go? And we got like 16 replies. It was the coolest thing ever. How tidy your areas are. Well, thank you, Chloe. I vacuum at least three to 4 times a week. I have a little bit of OCD.
At least there were no trolls on that. Because people were going, oh, the opposite. Damn it.
Shelby's viewers are awesome, man. They're all like super attentive, pay hyper attention, oftentimes better attention than Shelby and I were paying during the video, during the stream, I mean.
Because that's because we're comfy in our chairs just watching.
Yeah. I always try to catch Shelby streams, but Friday's like my single busiest day because I'm like frantically trying to finish an episode. Saturday is my second single busiest day because I didn't manage to finish the episode on Friday. And then Sunday I'm just like so beat that I always forget to tune in. I'm just like a zombie on Sundays. All right, we're just gonna pop you out, slap a new one in. I don't think this is the problem, but maybe the act of desoldering it and resoldering it will solve the problem. But I'm also going to go through and reflow every single solder joint.
I mean, you did once ask us to remember something about the Litton, and we didn't really say anything about it for a while.
I don't remember what you're talking about, my man.
Don't forget the locking plate.
Don't forget the locking plate. I don't even
On
know
the
what that
power
means.
supply, because you removed when we were still diagnosing the resonant cap.
Yep. I think we ended up leaving the locking plate like in the base for a long time. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's back.
It is.
I was just thinking we haven't heard Sue scratching at your door in a while.
Yeah, he's asleep inside the Cosmo out there. I went and checked on him before I came in. He'll sometimes he scratches on it at like 1 a.m. All right. Oh, okay. Everything's been reflowed. I got a different transistor in there. I mean, at this point, I can't see anything that could be causing an issue. Let's reflow this one right here. All right. Let's try again. If that solves it, I don't know what to say. Other than that's a super silly problem to have.
When the electrons don't do what you want, it's like...
Well, the electrons never do what I want. Me and the electrons have poor understanding of each other.
Your transistor ran out of holes.
Yeah, there we go. Wouldn't have that problem if it was a vacuum tube.
Yeah, but the electrons don't like vacuum tubes. They don't like being thrown.
Sure they do. Come on.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, you're right. They enjoy it.
The thing that I always, since I'm sitting here screwing stuff in and we're talking about electrons, one of the things that I like have recently had a difficult time with is that, like, within a vacuum tube, you have this electron cloud, and the electrons move from cathode to anode, like even if you just like imagine a diode, right? Like you don't even have a grid in the path. So you've just got a cathode and an anode, and you build up this huge electron cloud on the cathode. And so you've got all these electrons booking it towards the anode, particularly if you've got a, like, damn it, 600 volts or something on the anode, right? Which some tubes can do, or even like a kilovolt. I mean, let's go big, right? So the higher the potential that you have on the anode, the faster the electrons are going to want to move. So how fast is that? Like, I always just kind of treat it like the speed of light. You know, you've got an electron moving from cathode to anode at the speed of light, but it's not. It's super not the speed of light, because you have particle accelerators that can accelerate electrons up to some fraction of the speed of light, and they require huge amounts of power to get to that. So within I'm sure that in the physics world somewhere, there is an equation that says, you know, at this pressure of vacuum with this much energy potential, electrons will move at this speed. But I've never seen anybody talk about vacuum tubes in terms of electron speed.
Well, I asked Google, and its AI came back and said that electrons migrate at speeds of around 10% of the speed of light in a typical vacuum tube.
I don't know how much I trust that, but okay. It's a number. It's more than we had before.
I wonder if they have to compensate for that in displays. Because that's a huge electron gun.
Oh, interesting. Electrons in a vacuum tube accelerate, their speed increasing as they get closer to the anode.
That makes sense, because they're getting closer to the high potential.
Right. So it becomes an average equation if you want to know the speed.
Oh, that's a fun equation to try and figure out.
And this on Stack Exchange actually, it's also based on the voltage level.
Yeah, that I knew, because the higher the voltage, the faster electrons go. And with I knew that on the UE1 at 24 volts that I had an upper limit for how fast I could get the electrons to move from cathode to anode. I just didn't know what that upper limit was. I was just guessing. All right. Hopefully the Arduino doesn't go up in smoke when I do this. So we've got power coming up. So far, our Arduino output is low.
What the AI didn't say was that 10% is the average speed of electrons in an oscilloscope tube.
I found a function curve. I'm still trying to parse the text, but I posted a link in Litton that has a graph.
Shit. No wonder I'm not getting it. I don't want to plug that in. I forgot to plug in the Litton side connector.
Oh.
Yeah. So now we're going to let it all spin back down, because I don't want to plug that in hot. So you found a function graph. Did you post that up in Discord? The equation connecting the voltage E and the velocity V is as follows. Oh, hey, there we go. Accelerating voltage, velocity in kilometers per second. So at the 24 volts that I was at, my velocity was 0. Your scale doesn't go low enough. Okay, so at like 2,000 volts, at 2,000 volts, you're looking at like 25,000 kilometers a second. Okay. So when you get up into like the CRT range, particularly for color CRTs, where you're up at like 15,000 volts and stuff, you're moving quick. That's cool. I'm glad that somebody out there did the math, so I don't have to. All right, let's plug this thing in before I forget. I was like, the Arduino never went ready. Yeah, because it never got the ready signal. All right. I think the drum has spun down to a stop.
Oddly enough, it was a good use for that ready signal.
Yeah. Oh, we're back to a gross looking signal now. What the heck is causing it to do that? I don't get it, man. Oh, we went ready, so we're up between 3.5 to 4 volts.
Something's wild here.
Well, our noise looks better. It now is just a V. All right, let's do a halt, ready, run. And as soon as I hit run, it goes insane.
We're seeing a lot of whatever the
Yeah.
Litton is doing moving through air and then amplified weirdly.
Yeah, this is insane, man. Why is it just this one signal? And why does it look good all the way up to the transistor?
And at the same time, it's perfectly minus 12 volts, 0 volts at the input, right? Yeah, we saw big square minus 12 volt waves.
Yeah, let's double check that just to be sure.
Is it not getting through that first resistor?
No, because it very clearly changes. Well, now I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I don't have a good connection on something here. Yeah. I should have put test points on these things, man. That would have made life so much easier.
Yeah. Or we can solder test wires.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hold it by hand. All right, let's put you there. Come on.
Somebody is asking about the source of the power of the level shifter. The Litton. We got some plus 18 and plus 5.
Yeah, so we've got a nice minus 12 to 0 pulse that happens twice in a row coming out of the Litton.
And then after that first resistor, it all goes to...
Well, let's see what it looks like.
Yeah. Technically, the plus 18 might not be clean. Because it's an unregulated supply off of a resonant power supply.
Yeah, but it shouldn't look like this. Like, this is something is clearly wrong. Because it's sitting at a steady negative 12.
Steady negative...
Yeah, let's set you about there. Let's go to a single shot. Do a halt, ready, run. Ooh, that didn't trigger. Why did you not trigger? Ready, run. Oh, yeah, because I'm dumb. That's why it didn't trigger. Trigger down to about, say, there. Hit single, ult, ready, run. We get 2 pulses that go from about 7 volts down to about 4.3 volts. So that's directly on the base of the transistor.
Yeah, so that means at least one part of the transistor is working, or else we would be seeing a bigger swing.
Yeah, so if that's directly on the base, the emitter should be a solid 5 volts.
And our emitter to base should be good because it's clamping the voltage.
Yeah, the 18 volts not a problem here because we're seeing the base do what it's supposed to do. So everything up to the base looks correct.
Yeah.
So our problem
so
is maybe that 1K. I mean, I reflowed it.
Yeah. Because if we probe it right now, it's going to be whatever we saw.
Yeah, that's the collector side of the 1K, which is just the hot garbage.
Oh, and the other side of the 1K, like that should be ground. But
The other side of the other side of the 1K, which is what I'm checking right now, just shows 0 volts, which is exactly what it should show.
yeah.
So is this
Something's weird.
a solder problem on the shield, maybe, that we made?
I mean,
so we
even
can
without
test
the Arduino
this.
present, if the Arduino wasn't present, we should still be seeing a signal.
Well, so
disconnect the shield from the Arduino and then see what the transistor, the collector looks like.
yeah, that's what I'm about to do. So
It's like crazy. We end up seeing that it just fixes everything and then becomes an Arduino software problem.
no, it's definitely not a software problem. This is absolutely
Yeah.
something's hinky. Let's see if I can get the shield out of the Arduino. Well, let's unplug the Arduino from the computer. Let's unpower the Arduino, see what that does. It just moved the voltage, but it's still super noisy and gross looking. Okay, so that's the shield completely, that's the Arduino completely unplugged. Still gross looking, so it's not an Arduino issue.
Yeah, and
I'd say put a multimeter on that resistor and see if it's actually a resistor.
Yeah, I should also probably check for shorts on the shield, because we could have one transistor trying to pull it low, the other transistor trying to pull it high.
Yeah, because it wasn't the signal next to it that 40 microsecond pulse that we're seeing. If there's crosstalk between those, so that could be pulling it high and low.
Oh, that's actually a good. Let's pop a second. Probe on here and see if they line up with each other. That could be indicative of something.
I mean, it's a pretty powerful signal, but yeah, it's odd because we're seeing half the transistor working. We're seeing the other half not doing its job.
Probably because it's fighting. Capacitive coupling.
Yeah.
I don't think capacitive coupling you're going to see it at this level. It's possible, but I think it's more of we're seeing 2 signals fight each other. 2 transistors fight each other to pull each other high or low.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's green. Well, that was a poor connection apparently.
That it's a bit crazy to think about transistor fighting for high or low when we only have
Yeah, check
pull
it.
up
Check that out.
PNP.
All right, let me try to get a trigger going on here. Source 2. Go away. Go away. Yeah, they are lockstep in sync. So if I take a single shot of that, yep. Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun looking.
That's our problem.
Yeah, we
Not
got
only that, but that signal looked like halfway activated sometimes. Oh, and it just goes in step with the slow rise time.
yeah. That's we got a coupling problem going on here.
Yeah, look, might even be a direct connection coupling.
Yeah, no, that I think so. It's not a capacitive coupling issue at all.
Yeah. It's like,
This is way
That's a lot more
brutal.
solid.
Yep, that's a conductor.
Yeah. All right. So we got to spin this thing down again. Yeah, I posted a picture of it in Friday Night Litton. You can see how absolutely affirmative it is.
Yeah, that's not an open. That's a short.
Yeah, that's a we got a connection somewhere. So
And
K82,
we have a long wire.
K82 and K83. Oh, is that what these are?
Yeah.
Damn it! I got the
Might be.
hiccups. This is gonna sound real funny. Oof. Yeah, Omega Total, the green trace that we're triggering off of right there, that one is actually clean. That's kind of what we're expecting it to see. So my working theory, Omega Total, is that the yellow line is trying to pull high because the input into it is low. But every time the yellow line is working its way up to high, the other one is coupling to it somehow, and this is causing all sorts of problems. Let's get the multimeter out and check to see if I disconnect that from the...
We can also check like resistor values, like the 1K. It's like
Yeah, I'm
is it
I'm
doing a proper
99.9% problem that we don't have
Yeah.
a bad 1K ohm resistor.
Yeah, it's just like we can test from the ground plane to the collector, and if we don't see the resistor, or we see less than the resistor, we have a better idea. But yeah, tracing out, there's definitely something more cross-channel-y here.
Oh, that's interesting. It's certainly not connection on the shield, because I'm not measuring anything at all. Zero connection between the two. So what the heck is going on here, huh? Let's try that measurement again with it plugged into here, and it should be about 1.9K ohms. 1.9K. So all of the outputs measure 1.9K to each other, which makes sense. They're all in circuit somehow. So
yeah, you'd be seeing
They'd be connected. Yeah, they'd be connected via the 1Ks to ground on all the grounds, basically. So that's 2K between them.
There you go. Yeah. So, and we don't have an actual connection between those two on the shield itself. I mean, did we, like, is the interrupt pin set up as an input and not as an output on accident?
Let me check.
Because if the interrupt pin, like this looks like a capacitive coupling thing, which is super weird to me.
But you disconnected the Arduino and it was still doing it, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Why was it doing it? I wonder if we didn't see anything on the base.
All interrupts inputs from what I can see.
Okay.
Wild Goose Chase, test the ground to the grounding lead of the scope or the Litton. Oh yeah, no, it's out of circuit right now.
I mean, I can check grounds.
Where is it?
Grounds are fine. 0.2 ohms to ground. 0.2 ohms to ground. Going through the 1K is a proper 980 ohms between ground and the other side of the 1K. So that's correct.
Yeah.
So where's the coupling coming from?
Diode test between the base and the collector.
It's a brand new transistor. There's no way that we
Yeah.
got two transistors that failed in exactly the same
True.
way. Let's pop this thing out again. I'm starting to get a little stumped on this guy. Where's my screwdriver at?
True, and it's doing transistory things, but
Oh, way over there.
Old J
you
on
get-
the Discord is saying, should we do to ask to do a diode test between the two signals, K82 and 83?
Yeah, let me get it free. Trying to figure out if the fault is on the shield or if the fault is on the board. I should have tested this. I should have unplugged the shield from the level shifter and then run the scope on it when
Yeah,
we still
but
had it powered up, but I think we're
diode test would be have a lot of trouble because it's gonna see the two 1K ohms in series.
so
I'm thinking,
whatever it is, it's not a connection that's like blatant and obvious.
yeah, because it would be less than 1K ohm.
Yeah, if we had two shorted together or something like that. So it's got to be like we've got just a tiny little solder ball or something that, man. All
Yeah,
right.
like a soldered ball between like the collector and like ground.
Yeah, something, man. I don't know. Let me run my my X-Acto blade over this stuff. See if we can clean it up a little bit.
Not
Like-
collector and ground because there's got to be some cross. It's got to be between the two somehow.
Yeah.
Like the negative 24 is getting in there. That sort of thing. Like somehow one's pulling on the other.
Yeah, milling PCBs, like if you get one copper whisker in there.
The thing is that the amount of space
Yeah.
between my traces is so massive that a copper whisker would have to be like 2 millimeters long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. The copper doesn't whisker up like that.
Yeah, at that point in time, it's not a whisker anymore. It's a full-on like sword.
A barb.
Yeah, we could have, that I'm still not ruling out. Like I could have a solder blob that dropped between the two, and my old eyes are not seeing it.
Grab the phone. Shoot a picture of it. It's the It's the easy magnifier.
Also, we could have flux. I know that flux is sometimes conductive. I didn't clean any flux off the back of this thing. So I'm going to run over it with a knife right quick, and then we'll...
Does it not say no clean?
Oh no, my solder is messy and loud. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the knife around a little bit, then I'm going to grab a wire brush, and I'm going to soak it in a little bit of alcohol, and then brush the bottom side of it here.
Oh, obligatory hiss at no clean flux. Yep. I did mean it sarcastically.
Oh. I never clean my flux up, though. I've never really had any issues with it, but...
It's more of a joke of they say no clean, but they probably have a cleaning procedure. It's like, so why did you brand it like that?
All right, let me grab a towel and a wire brush right quick. Again, I don't think this is the problem. I think we got something else going on there, but start with the easy stuff and work our way up to the crappy stuff. All right, some 91 IPA here. Let's get you over there. Yeah, if we can't figure out how to get the device select signal going well, nothing else is ever going to work right. So this is definitely a must. Interestingly, that the most important signal is the one that we're having the most issues with.
What are on the scope? What are the two signals? The green is which one is which?
So the green is K82, and I don't know offhand what K82 is for.
What it meant was you're at the collector of both transistors there.
No, I'm at the output. Yeah, which would be the collector, I guess.
Right. The output.
Yeah. The wiggling signal. KD2 is the device select. The other one might be K150.
No, it's the...
No, it's KD3. Yeah, status. The one that goes crazy, as noted in manual.
Yeah, so it's K83, which is a status signal, and that is somehow coupling to our device select signal.
Yeah, and that's used on the input side, so it's not really relevant to us right now.
And those are both, you're looking at the Arduino, the output that's going to the Arduino of two adjacent signals physically, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Status is weird because it's used for an instruction we have not seen in the entire program. Which is interesting. But it is noted in the manual as being reused, so that's why we're seeing stuff on it. It's supposed to stay quiet for a while when you're doing actual reads.
Either it can do whatever the hell it wants. It shouldn't be influencing the signal next to it.
Yep.
The 40 microseconds corresponds to the word time, so it's probably indicating some end of word signal when it's not being used for something else.
Yeah, I haven't traced back exactly where it's getting connected. I mean, it's gonna be something like really crazy.
All right, that board is about as clean as I can get it. Let me grab this thing here and see if I can get the X-Acto blade, actually. I gotta get on the ground for this one. All right.
Alright, KD2, F19 and F15 and not C2. Yeah, descriptive as ever. At least it's funny seeing not C2. That... Oh, that does move every time there's a new instruction. Huh. That might be it.
Whatever it is, it's noisy as heck. But it shouldn't be causing it to float like it is. This is so weird that it's stuck at like 2.5 volts and we see it capacitively coupling up and down. That seems really strange to me.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to say. It's a derivative signal, so it's got to be capacitive somehow.
Yeah, maybe we just had a big old blob of flux acting like a capacitor or something.
Crazy with a 1K ohm and a very turned on transistor. Is it just not very turned on? That's weird because its neighbor is getting turned on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something I feel like we're missing something obvious. But I don't know what.
It'll be the first time we have a bunch of people that know electronics and it just glosses over our head.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that seems super simple in hindsight.
Or even more crazy, it just disappears and we never know.
Well, if it just disappeared on this, then we know that it was a coupling through flux.
Some contamination.
Because the only thing that I've changed on this one is that we have removed the flux. Now, if it is still coupled, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the shield from the level shifter and then check it on the level shifter and try to isolate it, whether it's something that's happening on the shield or something that's happening on the level shifter specifically.
But we were testing without the shield connected.
We were testing without the shield connected to the Arduino, but not without the shield connected to the level shifters.
Yes. So we have long wires running next to each other.
Yeah.
That's some form of capacitance, but...
Yeah, but I'm not seeing... I've got wires that are twice as long running right next to each other from the board into the level shifter. And we're not seeing any coupling on the input.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's like, I think Reese was telling me on private channels, like, maybe we have coupling from the long wires. Let me introduce you to the Litton was plugged with wires that were probably multiple meters long.
Yeah.
I don't think ours, I don't think we're even close to something with what we have right now.
Yeah. The thing is like, whenever there's a mystery and we don't know what's going on, I feel like the first thing everybody always says is, "Oh, it's just you've got coupling because your wire design is bad," or something like that. And it's never that. It's just that's the thing that people say when they don't have an answer to the actual problem.
And the thing is, that never goes away. I was at Brookhaven Labs years back. There was stuff covered in tinfoil. They were trying to shield from, and this was, they were afraid it was getting hit and catching interference from outside stuff.
And then you realize it's not terminated correctly.
Yeah, it's always something else. But because you can't figure the something else out, it's like it's always the alien. I watched the Hank Green episode on like
I was
why it's
going
never
to get
aliens.
right.
Yeah,
I was going to say the exact same things. It's like you're the respectable labs in electronics doing high fancy stuff, and now we have aliens in the thing. Why?
yeah, that is just immediately gross. It's not coupling, but it's like, I swear it looks like it's floating. It's sitting at about 3 volts.
It's like it's floating, but we tested.
Now, once the Litton goes ready, it bumps up, but it's like we've got 60. Is that 60 hertz? What is that? Let me take a single shot of that. It's almost like we've got 60 hertz noise on there. That's the gross that we're. Oh, I gotta tell it to trigger.
We can't actually see this scope screen at the moment there, Usagi.
Yeah, that's because I am bad at my job. All right, hang on a sec. You guys are still looking at my knees. There we go. There we go. Bob, did you try to say something? If you did, you're like hyper quiet.
Yeah, I was going to say it's pointing down. Pointing down.
All right, let's take a scope shot of that. Let me turn you off. We measure that. That is 120 hertz. So I got 120 hertz noise on just that signal.
What's the motor rotation speed?
Like 12,000 RPM or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's post pulley, but
oh yeah, but the motor itself is just a synchronous AC motor. Balch, thanks. I have very nice knees. I don't know what to do with that compliment, but I'll take it. Okay, so if we go back to run and I do a halt, ready, run, right back where we were.
I mean,
we've got hang on, let me finish. We've got the coupling going on, as well as whatever that 120 hertz noise is. That 120 hertz noise is big. And if I speed this up and take a scope shot here, we're right back to where we were. So we're still coupling. And the kind of center point that this signal is coupling around is like 3.2 volts. And then we get like a capacitive couple low and high as it changes direction. So as this signal's on the falling edge, it also drops. And then as that signal changes to a rising edge, it also jumps up. All right, so let's go run here. Let's disconnect the Arduino. Oh, that changed things a little bit.
I was gonna go like 120 hertz. Are we not full bridge rectifying that 18 volts?
But if we've got 120 hertz like if we're seeing that pain on this one because the 18 volts is dirty, we should be seeing it on everything, right? And we're clearly not seeing it on the other one.
And we don't have 100K extra on that input resistance.
Okay, so that's what the Arduino removed completely. And I don't know what's up with the green signal. We're catching some weird stuff on that. All right, let's pop the shield off here. I'm gonna have to disconnect my probes for this. And then we pop you off. Pop you on. You on. And it's exactly the same. So the fault's not on the shield, the fault's not on the Arduino.
Not that it's really that important, but can we probe the plus 18 volts? We've always looked at it through a multimeter. I wonder how interesting it looks.
If it'll get you to stop telling me that our 18 volts is dirty, I'll do it, man.
I'm pretty sure the 18 volts is not dirty enough to be a problem. Except if our transistor is like lightly biased to turn on or off, and it's just not doing its job.
All right, there you go. That's 18 volts.
It looks.
That's not 18 volts. That's the 5-volt rail. Sorry, I clipped onto the wrong one.
And that explains why it's so beautiful.
Wait. That's the 18-volt rail.
Now, doesn't a full wave rectifier act as a frequency doubler if the filter cap is bad?
Yes.
And so 120 hertz would be twice 60.
Yes.
But
yeah. So there's our 18 volts. Tell you what, I'll even AC couple it for you to show you how little ripple there is on it.
Yep.
There's less than 200 millivolts peak to peak of ripple on the 18-volt rail.
Yep. I mean, that would need to be amplified 100x, like the beta of a transistor, to make it big enough to see, but that means that transistor is not doing its job of amplifying the signal we want.
Yeah, the 18-volt rail is totally fine. It's not the 18-volt rail. All right?
Yeah.
So are we done running down that path?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's incredibly good, as that's just straight off of the resonant transformer.
All right, so this is output and output. Let me get this thing all set up again. Oh, my speeds are all messed up again now.
I mean, it might just fix the symptom, but we might want to add those 100Ks to that input resistor.
Roy, you're running down completely random paths, and it feels like there's no logic behind the paths that you're running down, my man. Take a second, breathe, think about things logically before you start telling me what to do, because a suggestion for you takes 10 seconds, but it takes 10 minutes for me to implement. And if you keep throwing out 10-second suggestions, you've built up 4.5 hours worth of work for me, all right?
True. It was just in this simulation, those transistors were not turning up, but it wasn't the same transistor, so it might not
again,
even be.
Like what I'm
the other
I'm
one
telling
works.
You, yeah, and what we're not seeing a problem with the transistor not turning on fully. We're seeing a problem with stuff coupling capacitively, right? So let's focus on the problem that we're seeing, not something that seems completely unrelated, my man. Where am I? What is this? What are you doing? Why are you so wild? Because I can't get a good clip on stuff? What's going on here? All right, this should be the two inputs coming from the Litton. I want to see if there's any sign of coupling between the two here. Let's change our trigger to source 2 because that's the one that we know is doing stuff. Let's bring source 1 up here. Where's source 1? What is source 1? What are you doing? So I can see. All right, look at that. There's a little bit of capacitive coupling going on source 1 there. On the input. Like a very, very small amount. Let me passively couple source 1, or AC couple source 1 here. Let's get you down to about here. Take a single shot on that. Okay, so it looks like we have a 1 volt capacitive couple spike on the rising edge and about a half a volt, negative half volt capacitive couple on the falling edge. That could be enough to trigger the transistor. That still doesn't explain like what the heck is going on.
Yeah, that's on the 12 volt side.
Yeah, this is purely straight out of the Litton. So this is noise that is coming from the Litton that we're gonna have to think about.
I mean, that should be getting like squashed to hell by that resistor divider.
That's what I would think. So let's check the base now of each one. Hey, give me my probe back. All right. So if we look at the resistor divider, oh, good Lord. Well, that's clearly not connected up. Just sitting at 0 volts, and it shouldn't be.
At the base? No.
Yeah, something's...
Is there perhaps a bad solder joint up on board F where you connected the wires?
Could be. That's why I was checking the input coming direct from the Litton. Why would the base be sitting at 0 volts? Our base should not be at 0 volts. Me. Don't trust that.
No, because
What the heck is going on here?
yeah, we were probing that earlier.
Oh, because I'm AC coupled. That's
AC
why.
coupling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. That has caught me out more times than anything on the dang planet, man. All right, so let's bring you down to, like, say, there. Let's make you the same here. Offset you by half a volt. All right, so now if I move my trigger around, here, and we take a single shot, the the base of one transistor is going from 7 volts down to about 4.4 volts. That's the one that's going ape right now. The base of the other transistor is stuck at about 4.5 to 4.45 volts.
So it is in a zone where it would be amplifying that specific signal.
Yeah, so it could be half turned on, half turned off.
And the input was of that channel was always 0 or always minus 12?
The input of this channel is always minus 12. So if I take something like a 30,
so it's tickling that transistor.
yeah. So it could be that the bias of the transistor is slightly incorrect in a specific direction here.
Yeah.
So let's think about this. I could jumper a resistor across it. It's not an easy thing to set up, but I think we can do that test.
Yeah, the first time we jumpered 100K first and it wasn't enough, and we jumpered, I think 100K would be enough, but that's going for like 14
remember that was
or 13. Yeah.
That was with the transistors backwards, right?
Yeah, that's why we had to go down to like I think a 33K at some point.
Yeah, we ultimately went down to a 33K. So I think I'm gonna try and finagle a 33K in there, and let's see if it kills the noise.
Yeah, 33 or I think 100 would be enough, but yeah, let's go for 33. It's like
overkill it.
I think
anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Yeah. I think there's an actual limit I had calculated. Why did I destroy that Excel spreadsheet?
All right. Grab a 33K. I got one right here. I think I can bend it up and just like hold it and touch it in place.
Yeah.
And we can get away with that. Let's see what it does to the cup. Now, it's interesting that the other one seems to be biased just fine, but...
Yeah. Beta lottery? I don't know.
Well, that pushed it up to 5 volts. Let's Alt-Tab over to our mini.
Which is what we want it to be.
Yep, that is what we want it to be. Let's see if I can hold this in place and do a halt ready run right quick. Halt. Ready. Hang on, let me get my resistor back in. Oh, this is fiddly. Which one of these is run? I think you're run. No, you were ready. Well, I have no idea what Minicom showed because Minicom is in an absolute mess right now. Full AX. Let's get back into... Oh, also, the Arduino isn't plugged in at all.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right,
complaining that it's not plugged in.
Yeah, completely. And also the output to the Arduino isn't plugged in. We got all sorts of junk not plugged in. All right, let's...
I think we're fine. Till we don't go under 6K parallel to that 10K, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I just want to test it by hand here before we make decisions on on anything. Just let me just do my tests, make my calls.
Yeah, because if we go too low on that resistor, we start adding more than 5 volts to the transistor, and it's not gonna like it. But we're far from that.
Yeah. So we're gonna hook you onto that guy. We're gonna hook you. That guy. I'm gonna put it into halt ready. I gotta do this with different hands. All right, what were the device codes you said? Reese C049, carriage return 41.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks nicer.
Okay, we got the device select of 0 when I removed the resistor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's looking better then.
The crazy part
All right,
is
so we're biased wrong.
We're using that exact bias for all the I/O pins that are giving the right code.
Yeah, I don't know why it's just that single one that seems to be biased incorrectly. Which raises the question of, should we shift the bias of all of them or shift just the bias of this one and see how we get on?
The crazy part is I just thought like that bias could be affected by Litton's own resistors. So
Yeah, it's possible that the 0 to 12 volt signal coming in on that pin is slightly different than the 0 to 12 volt signal coming on the rest of the pins.
yeah.
So I think what we do here is we solder this 33K in parallel on that single one, and then we
Imagine
push forward from there and see how we get on. See if we can get input and output into the machine.
Yeah, I just imagine it's like somebody repaired the Litton a long time ago and just replaced the 2 resistors that pull the 12 volts, and they just put slightly different value for that channel. It's like,
I mean, who knows, man?
that would mess with the bias. It's like we're expecting them to follow their own data sheet.
Yeah, I also think that the bias of all of our transistors is off slightly because we were assuming, an 18 volt, an 18.0 instead of the 18.3 or whatever it is that we've got, or 18.5.
6, I think, last time we checked. But it's rock solid at that
It's
value.
a clean 18.5. It's not noisy. That's not the issue. It's just a little bit high, which is shifting our bias up a little bit.
True that it's not that noise that we're getting. We're getting noise from coupling from the next wire.
No,
but
we're not
amplified.
We're not getting noise from. I don't think we're getting coupling from the wire. I think we're seeing coupling internal to the Litton, but that coupling is only like a volt or two, and the Litton doesn't care because its logic levels are 0 to -12. Right. So if you've got,
I think you might be right about that because the 40 microsecond, that pulse is going to show up everywhere in the Litton, so it's possible it's picking it up somewhere else.
Well, it might be the next wire down because it has that 40 microseconds pulse. But I mean, yeah, it's small noise, but let's remember what the transistor do for audio signals.
It's going to be this one right here in the middle. And we want to do it that specific resistor.
It was a pretty nice amplification that Transistor was doing. Too bad we weren't biasing it for audio amplifying.
All right. And then we are going to take this resistor and we are going to mount it just like that. I'm going to take it from here, just like that. Spin it around. Shouldn't have turned my soldering iron off. I'll leave it on this time.
I mean, if you leave it on, it's like the umbrella. If you don't bring it, it's raining.
Yeah. Oh, that one's gonna suck later. When it stabs me in the foot, my resistor offcut. It fell straight down to right where my socks are. That one's gonna make me bleed. All right. We almost got enough heat to do this.
And it's non-ferrous, so it won't be picked up by a magnet. Great.
Yeah, the vacuum will get it. I've picked up a bunch of offcuts with the vacuum. Not quite hot enough yet. But I'm impatient, so.
It's going to be fun to see if at least our 12 volts are in the other direction are doing fine. But that might be the only problem.
Yeah, like it's like it's just like you said, the device codes are correct, which is coming from the 8 other ones that are all biased exactly the same, right? So it seems very strange that a single one would be biased incorrectly. But that's certainly what it looks like. What's happening here?
Like if at that point it's like I'm gonna look at all Kevin's images and just see like a bodge wire around like resistors for that specific channel. It's like, damn it.
I mean, it could also be a revision thing. Like they might have needed a little more drive power for the device select to run multiple devices, so they ran a lower resistor on it. Or who knows? Like there could be a million different things that's causing this one to have a slightly different bias, because the signal is coming from deep within the Litton.
Well, it's getting amplified on that board. Whoa. Actually, no, it's getting probably amplified on A board, the board A. That's where the I/O amplification is. I forget if it's on the F board or on the A board.
Friday nights are going to destroy my knees. What is it? Control Z X? No. Control A X? Yeah. That's how I get out of Minicom. All right. Let's slip you right back in here. That's backwards. We've been watching Alice in Borderland on Netflix. I watched season 1 forever ago when it first came out, but season 3 just released, and I hadn't seen season 2 yet. It's great, man. Like, I like that show. The main character, well, I mean, I am partial to it because one of the main characters' name is Usagi. but also Shiatao, the girl that plays Usagi, is just in incredible shape. She has the most perfect posture, and her character is like the perfect athlete. I love it. It's just a great character. Also, the guy who plays Alice is awesome. He's really fantastic. It is a violent show, though, so if you aren't fans of violent shows, don't watch it. It's also entirely in Japanese, so if you don't like watching things with subtitles. You know what? I am just going to leave that screw out because it is a giant pain in the butt every time, and I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to have to pull this thing apart again.
Doesn't really matter, but the amplification is done on the F board.
All right, let's just go for broke here. I'm going to plug the Arduino in. I'm not even going to plug the scope in. And then let me re-aim this guy at Minicom here. There you go, Minicom lit. Let's do power coming up. We are not ready. Device select 0xFF. Expected, because that's the chaos of the Litton turning on. All right. The Litton went ready, but we didn't get a ready on the Minicom. That's not good.
Bugger.
That cursor also has a weird spot, but yeah. Huh.
That just might be. That might be false clocking on the output common.
Yeah, let's do halt ready run. Absolutely nothing. No.
We seem to have a
what did we break?
Yeah. Arduino
God damn it.
computer communication?
No, because we got it not ready in device select 0xFF, so
True.
it is communicating. Something went wrong. What went wrong? Let's find out. Oh, god damn it. I didn't plug in the Litton to the level shifter cable again. So there's zero input from the Litton to the level shifter because I forgot to plug it in again.
Oh, we should have figured it out with the ready not coming in. That was the indication last time.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
we're all idiots. Great.
That's not idiots. It's just... I would rather it be that than I broke something else uncontrollably. Or horrifically.
Definitely.
All right. Let's get you guys back on Minicom here. And while I let that spin down, how's the Twitch chat doing? How you guys doing over there? What do you got? So what, just started up? No, because Windows. Well, okay. You guys are talking about Windows. I will say that my transition to Linux was very hard for the first week. And the second week has become much more pleasant. Still not quite up to where I would be on Windows, but I have started to develop a workflow with DaVinci Resolve. Resolve is working nice and smooth. I mean, it has some quirks that I don't like, but I'm tweaking my workflow around those. And so, like, kind of as a result, I'm starting to get back into the groove faster than I thought I would, which is great. All right. Oh, stupid power switch. All right. All right. All right, we got ready on the minicom. Is that like crazy out of focus for you guys, or can you guys read that?
I can read that.
All right. All right, let's go. Halt, ready, run. You got device code 0xC0, device code 0x49, carriage return, device code 0x41.
That's great. Okay, so we might. So I think device select is now working. Yay. But what we can do is to test the output is I could give you an instruction to put on the front panel that will just print certain characters just over and over, so we can actually see if it only prints those characters or doesn't, or print something else. Want to give that a try?
We can give that a try, but since we're sitting here, why don't I just try using Opus?
Okay, well, we'll see if we can get it to echo back some basic characters. Just type 1248.
No, nothing.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah. Just hit random stuff, see if you get anything.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get debug that separate.
All right. So what should I toggle in on the front here?
Okay, let me just go find it.
And do I need to load up a new sketch, or you think this sketch should work, right?
This sketch should be fine.
Okay.
So hold the machine, and then starting with command register.
Yep.
Excuse me. 7-8.
3-8. Okay.
7-8. Not 3-8.
Now you've confused me. The control should be 7-8.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next is 9-4.
9-4. I got to do a reset. 1001 0100. Okay.
Next is 7-8.
7-8. Okay.
B5.
Oh, great. What's B? 1011.
1-1.
1011. 5 is 101. Okay. Okay.
Next is 7-8 again.
1, 2, 3, 1. Okay.
Final is 0-1.
0-1. Okay, that put us back into
Just
control. Okay, run. Okay, we've got UE1 going over and over and over again.
That's what I wanted. You might want to change the line wrap. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
All right, how do I change line wrap on this thing?
Control A, W.
W, gotcha. Control A, W. There it goes. Boy, that's a mess. It is sending data in fast. Good Lord.
And we're not seeing any other weird characters in there?
Nope, it's just UE1 over and over and over again.
Okay, well, I think output's working then.
Yeah, every once in a while it gets a weird shift, the alignment gets wonky, but I think that might be like a dropped character or something. Because we are sending at a ridiculous speed.
Yeah, this is outputting characters like as fast as the thing possibly can, which normally it wouldn't be able to do it as fast. So, yep, I think. But yeah, so we've got device select working, we've got output working. Next is input.
Okay. And we should be able to test input by just checking what are the two input signals that that aren't the keyboard? The two extra input signals that we had.
75 and 76. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we?
I did make a separate. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I did make an input sketch to help test the input stuff. Load that up and then start probing signals after that.
All right. So here's the issue: is that I can't probe transistors on the input board on the bottom, which has all of the 8 bits that are being input as a value into Opus or whatever, right? The only two input signals that I can probe easily are the two extra input signals that are separate from the 8 bits that go in. There were control signals. So is there something that we can do that hits those control signals over and over?
Just let me have a think.
The output signals could also be probed on the F board. Because
yeah, no. I can probe the input into the transistor and I can probe the output out of the transistor, but I can't probe like the base and things on the other side of that to get an idea of what's going on. But if it's if it's those two input control signals, then I can probe across the whole way. And if we're seeing a bias problem on both of those, then that tells me that the bias problem is probably equal across all the inputs, and then we can fix everything at once.
I just checked the outputs to see if we have big transitions.
Yeah, but then I gotta like hook it up, come back and type. Like it would be nice if we had a program that was just hammering an input over and over and over again.
Give me a sec. I'll make you one.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll do it the hard way, but let me just halt this so we're not just like spewing UE1 over and over and over again. And I'll do halt, ready, run. And if I try to type anything, nothing echoes back. But I can see the Arduino flickering, so something is happening. So let's grab this guy here. Let's check. Suppose we'll just start with you. I don't know which one you are, but you're something. Well, that's a lot of fun noise. Coming from the Arduino in, that's interesting. My trigger at? Oh, it's not on. I have no idea what you guys are looking at. You're looking at my knees. All right, let's see here. I'm on one of the random input pins here. And we do have some noise on here. That's like really sharp, tight pulses. That kind of wobble between about 4 volts and 6 volts, but otherwise it sits pretty steady at 5 volts. Now, let me see if I can hit a button. So nothing coming from Nothing coming from the laptop into the Arduino is making that happen. Making this one twiddle. Let's go to the complete opposite side here. See what it looks like. Okay. Reese, we might have an issue with your Arduino program not actually outputting a value. Because I'm running.
Okay, that's possible.
I'm running my finger across the entire alphabet. Let me go into caps lock, I guess. The number keys, everything. I've been on 2 different pins so far. Can't get a single twiddle out of anything. But I can see the Arduino light flickering, so it's seeing the input from the keyboard, but I don't think we're getting any output going into the level shifters.
Could you check input busy and the clear signals as well? I forget which K numbers those are.
Those are inputs from the Arduino into the Litton, correct?
The input busy goes to the Litton, the clear comes back. So, because it should be toggling input busy off when a character is pressed.
All right, do we know which one input busy is? I can check that. I can check them both. Because those are going to be the extra ones.
K75.
Yeah,
K75.
I got nothing on either of these.
Just give me a sec so I make up a better sketch.
So the question is our level shifter preventing the Arduino from being able to pull a value low or high? Or is the Arduino never actually outputting a value? All right, so this should be, they're both at 5 volts, whatever that, or one of them. Yeah, they're both at 5 volts. They both have a little bit of like noise on them, which is kind of interesting. All the inputs seem to have the same noise on them, but no matter what I hit, I can't get them to do anything. What are you at? Why are you? Let's put you down like here. Set you to 5. There it is. So let's trigger on source 1 to a single. Yeah, no matter what key I press, let's change our trigger to source 2. Yeah, no matter what key I press, those 2 inputs coming into the Litton from the Arduino into the Litton, the 2 inputs that are not the 8-bit value, neither of them do anything ever whenever I press a key.
Are you probing this on the shield or on the Litton side?
On the Arduino side.
You mean on the level shifters?
Yeah, it's like I'm not getting anything out of the Arduino at all. Let me unplug the Arduino side and see if we've got a problem with the Arduino not being able to overcome the power of the level shifter or something. Because we have 2 control signals that are going to the Litton, correct?
Yes.
Yes. One of those is the output busy that tells the Litton if it's okay to output, and we know it's okay to output. So, and that one should be just tied either high or low and just not be doing anything. It's the other one that needs to be, the input busy is the one that needs to toggle every time a character's pressed.
So both of those are currently at 5 volts. And no matter what button I hit, they never do anything.
We're unplugged from the level shifter?
Unplugged from the level shifter. Well, just those two signals are unplugged from the level shifter.
Okay.
The everything else is still plugged in, but those are like the input signals, right?
So if they're 5 volts, that's because they're configured as outputs, but they don't seem to be doing anything.
Yeah, I got nothing. I can set a trigger. We're on source 2. The trigger will go off if anything drops below about 2.5 volts. And I'm hitting 1 through 0 on the keyboard. Nothing. Running across the entire alphabet, nothing. I can change the trigger source to 1. Running across the entire alphabet, nothing. Yeah, so whatever it is, we're never sending anything to the Litton. I will say that on the Arduino, when I press a key, I can see the RX LED light flashing on it. So the Arduino is acknowledging that I'm pressing a key. Following what I'm saying? What was the right? This has got to be the correct sketch for interacting, right? That's the last one that we loaded up on it, correct?
I think so.
Hang on,
Yeah.
hang on a sec. The sketch I just posted in the channel, it basically just sends a different character every second, and it's not even using input. It's just like sending a byte every second, rotating through the bits. So hopefully that'll show some pulses.
Which one should I use? You just posted 2.
Yeah, I did that by accident. Either one.
Oh, they're both the same. Okay.
Yeah, I was scrolled up, so when I posted it, I didn't think I posted it because I couldn't see it.
Right. Let's go. Show all downloads. Grab you. Minimize you. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, make it. All right, so let me upload this. I hope you're not breaking stuff, Minicom. Let me cancel this and try to re-upload. Okay. One of those signals has gone low, the other one is still high.
Yeah, that should indicate that it's saying output not busy. And then every second it should be pulsing the other one.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
So
yeah, one of them's low. Which one's low? Which one should be low? I should ask.
output busy, which is K76.
Okay, so K76 is going to be green. So K75 is yellow. That's the one that should be pulsing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So why is she not pulsing, huh?
Could you just check the pin on the Arduino shield to see if it's actually coming out there?
Yeah. I got a bunch of extra probes. Might as well use them, right?
Yeah, so it'll be, what was it, K75? Yeah, so it'll be the one closest to ground on the outside of the shield.
One closest to ground on the outside of the shield.
If that made sense.
I think so.
It's possible I got this on the wrong Arduino pin number or something.
The one closest to ground on the outside of the shield is also low perpetually.
Low perpetually. Well, that would indicate that because there's this handshake thing that goes on where when there's a character available, it takes it low, but then the Litton is supposed to respond with the clear signal to say, I acknowledge that, and then it should turn off again. So it sounds like it's not turning off again, so it's not getting the clear signal.
But why? Wait, which one am I checking? I'm lost.
K75. So K75 is input busy. That's where the Arduino says, I've got input for you when it says not busy. So it goes low when it says, I'm sending you something.
So we're already checking K75.
And it's low.
That's what the green one is.
Yeah. So that's currently low, right?
Yeah. So what should I be checking with the blue, with the third signal here?
The clear signal, K150, which is basically doing. Hang on, let me just modify the sketch a little bit so it just ignores clear signal and it'll just like pulse busy on its own. See if that helps.
I'm totally lost. I got no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, this machine is weird, man.
But it feels like right now, when you're telling it to pulse, it's not that output's not going out.
Well, taking it low says it's ready, and it's expecting the Litton to come back and say, "Okay, I got that."
Yeah. Could we probe K76 with the blue probe?
Isn't that what we're probing right now, though?
But 76 is the output side. It shouldn't even be a problem at the moment. It's
Yeah.
K150 we need to look at.
It's the opposite one from the one we're probing on the Arduino, the one across on the inner side.
Hang on. I'm lost. K150 is an input from the Litton into the Arduino, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. K75 and K76 are outputs from the Arduino into the Litton.
Yes.
Yes.
What am I probing right now? I'm probing K75 and K76, correct?
Yeah.
Because we only have 10 outputs from the Arduino into the Litton. 8 of them are our value, and then we have input busy and output busy.
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at input busy and output busy right now. One of them is low, the other one is high. Meatball
That's
1, we're working on a Litton 1601, I think.
But the blue probe right now is probing...
Nothing. The floor. It's probing the carpet. But so here's what I'm saying. Like the blue probe doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because right now the Arduino is effectively disconnected from the level shifter. Right. So I'm gonna point the camera down, and it's gonna take it 10 seconds to catch up here. I have the 8 outputs from the Litton into the Arduino still connected. I have the 8 inputs from the Arduino into the Litton still connected. But I have all of the control signals disconnected. The 5 outputs from the Litton into the Arduino, and the 2 inputs from the Arduino into the Litton. So the 2 inputs from the Arduino into the Litton are fully disconnected, which says that if your code is telling one of those to toggle, and I'm not seeing it toggle on the scope, then that is a software issue. Because nothing should be holding that line.
I put another sketch up because I assume you had it connected to the Litton, so I was expecting the Litton to come back on the clear signal. But
okay,
try this new sketch.
Okay.
Because this thing will just ignore the clear and it'll just pulse input busy on and off every second when it tries to set a character.
Okay.
I hope.
Let's close you. I'm going to take Litton input, Litton dump signals. I'm going to dump those into the garbage. I'm going to take you down here. I'm going to open up the Arduino IDE. I hate that Arduino wants to make a folder every time I load something up.
If you create a directory or folder under the sketchbook directory, wherever that is, you can basically just load it once.
All right.
But that could be a problem later.
Upload. Okay. The green one is toggling.
Yay!
What is the green one?
Is that your K75?
The green one is the outermost one. Whatever that is. Which one is supposed to be going from low to high on a toggle?
K75 input busy.
Okay. So that means that K76 should be high all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, if K76 is supposed to be high all the time, K75 is supposed to be toggling. That is correct. That is what is happening. You guys can't see that. Here you go.
So maybe plug it back into the Litton and let's see if it's echoing anything now.
Okay.
Obviously, Minicom and all the rest.
All right. All right. This is going to take, I got to disconnect the scope to do this. What would you expect the Litton to echo?
I've set it up to like just output a byte with 1 bit set at a time, which should be like characters like 1, 2, 4, 8, 0, and so and things like that.
Nothing.
Did you halt ready run?
Oh, I gotta have halt ready run going on.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that Opus echoes it back for us.
No.
But is your output busy in the right polarity?
Well, we're getting the CRLF. I'm confused.
Yeah.
So you're cycling through, and the Arduino should be putting some 8-bit value out, correct?
It should be. You probe it and prove me wrong.
So if I hook my 3 scope probes up to 3 bits of the output from the Arduino into the Litton, we should see them do something on here, right?
Yeah, it'll be about a 7 or 8 second cycle, but you should see bit go high, then the next bit go high, and the next bit go high.
Yeah. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Let me...
That's on the Litton side?
Hang on, let me get the scope making some sense here. All right, we must have cycled beyond.
Looks like it's doing something.
Yeah, we are getting a little bit of a toggle going on here.
Okay. So the question is that toggle getting through to the Litton side of the level shifters?
Yes, that is the next question. Okay. Wait, sure would be nice if I could speed that up a little bit.
I mean,
All right.
modify the sketch so it triggers a bit faster.
It's all right. I'll just move some stuff around down here. All right. Unfortunately, can't get to the outputs from the level shifter, so I'm going to need to do it on the board
Board F.
itself. Yeah, board F itself. So I'm going to need somebody to tell me where to go.
Right.
The top part of P8, like all of those are the inputs. It's like there's one on P9, but it's mostly the pin 15, pin 14, pin 13.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so we got blue hooked up to something.
That's getting through.
Yeah, it's from 5 down to -12.
Oh yeah.
Looks like that one is lined up with the yellow as well. So whatever the yellow is putting out, the blue is putting in.
Okay.
So hang on, let me
From 5 to -12, yeah, we're getting full deflection on that. That's good.
Yeah, so we go from so we're stuck at -12 most of the time, and then when the input, so the input is at 5 volts. When the input goes down to 0, the level shifter is going from -12 up to +5.
Yeah, that's what we expect because the shifters invert.
Yeah, they invert. Is the +5 okay?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be 0 volts to -12.
Yeah, we're overshooting it a bit.
A bit? We're overshooting it by half. Good Lord.
I would have tried to attenuate that a bit, but the 256 byte design goes to 5 volts.
Well, the question is whether the inputs to the Litton will tolerate the 5 volts, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know offhand whether they do.
Well, they have resistor dividers to shrink it down.
We maybe also see if we can see the input busy signal back to the board F as well. See what it's, because it should also be toggling once a second.
Okay. Input busy. I'll slap that on green. Which one was input busy again? Well, it doesn't matter. Because I don't
The
know
top
which one
one.
is.
The top one of P9.
Input busy is coming from the Arduino into the lit, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we've got that. We've got this one doing something.
Is that about once a second?
Looks like
Looks
it.
like it. Okay, so that's getting through.
Yeah. So how come I'm not getting anything back out?
So you're not getting any kind of echo, are you?
No.
How's the output busy?
Which one is output busy?
It would be the probing just the one under it on the P9 connector, pin 14.
I'm on the level shifter, so.
Oh.
It's output busy coming from the Litton into the Arduino? Or from the Arduino into the Litton?
Arduino to
busy
Litton.
goes. Yeah.
One at a time.
Great. Arduino to Litton is the other one.
Arduino to Litton. All right, so this is the other control signal from the Arduino into the Litton. It's at 5 volts all the time. Does not pulse.
Yeah, that's what I expect because I just set it to output not busy all the time, which would be Litton low, Arduino high.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
and that's also
5
being
volts,
used for device select.
5 volts is true, I think, for the Litton. So I think your output busy is holding the Litton from talking back right now.
No. Your device select wouldn't work at all in that case. Remember, it's all backwards. A Litton low is an Arduino high. So what is it? It's currently high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're probing on the. Did you say on the Arduino side or the Litton side of the level shifter?
I'm probing on the Arduino side of the level shifter.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's basically just saying output not busy all the time.
Oh,
device select wouldn't work at all if the output was actually busy. Because I'm not toggling that one because I just want to accept characters as fast as Litton can send them to me. Yeah, no.
So we're getting minus 12 on the Litton side for that one?
I don't know where that one is on the Litton side. I don't know where that is on board F.
Oh, pin 9, 14.
Pin 914 doesn't make any sense.
P9.
P9, 14, yeah.
P9 14, okay. Yeah, it's not 0. It's off the scale, so negative 12 is a good guess.
Okay.
I would have to move this thing up a bit. If I check it again here. It's not quite negative 12. It's like negative 9.
That's...
That should be fine. like I said, device select also uses the output busy, so it wouldn't. Oh no, hang on, we're bypassing that. That's right. We use a different instruction. Ignore me. But we were seeing the CRLF, so I think the output does work. It's just not working at the moment. And we had the UE ones as well, so I'm pretty sure the output side's working. Just can't figure out why Opus isn't echoing anything back.
Yeah, because we got the UE1 rapid. So that means that like device select is being picked up quickly.
Well, UE1 doesn't use device select, but the other channel.
Yeah, so that when printing the UE1, that would have only printed if output busy was not busy. So that instruction would have waited, and it just wouldn't have sent it at all. So yeah, I'm sure the output side is. I need to have a think as to whether there's some instruction we can put on the front panel that would allow us to just read input without going through Opus first. I'm coming up blank in my brain at the moment. Yeah, to just read and echo. The problem is, if it doesn't read anything, it just keeps the previous value.
I mean, I forget if like read and output are on the same side of the accumulator. I think they're on both ends, so it sucks.
Must be getting a bit late there, David.
Well, yeah, it's getting there, but I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna upload the original Arduino Litton sketch.
Litton Mega.
Yeah, Litton Mega. Because I'm on. What am I on here? Let's turn you off. And let's take a single shot. Well, let's see. Let's do a halt, ready, run. We get C049, new line carriage return, 4-1, and a blinking cursor. So I want to do a single shot because I'm on input and output of one of the level shifters going into the Litton. So I want to get a single shot of what that actually looks like.
You find a character that has lots of bits set.
Yeah.
Backspace has lots of bits set.
That's something that the Litton can interpret.
Yeah.
Or do we even care about backspace right now?
We don't really care if the Litton's not interpreting it at the moment, but at least to tell you if the sketch is sending the characters through to the Litton.
Ooh, that sent some stuff. Also completely moved my cursor all over the place.
Yeah, so it's doing something.
Yeah, it is doing something. Take it easy, Baljamet. All right, well, okay. That's an interesting thing to have happen because it sent a lot more than what I would have expected for. It's like it sent backspace 1,000 times.
I'm only going to be happy when we see our first error.
And now it's not sending anything.
You need to turn off line wrap again.
Or maybe turn line wrap on.
Yeah, either way.
But now, no matter what key I press, it's not sending anything. So,
yeah, I think it's like the handshake again. It's waiting for the clear signal to come back before it will send the next character.
ready, run.
Because that sketch is trying to do the proper handshake.
Yeah. So if I just hit like number 1, and yeah, so it sends a character once, and then the Litton doesn't echo that back, and then the Litton refuses to receive another character.
Yeah. Because it's waiting for the clear signal to acknowledge that you just sent a byte. And that's what I disabled in the previous sketch. I just said ignore clear.
Why am I not getting? Now I'm not getting anything at all. So when I hit backspace the first time, it sent a colossal amount of data. But now even if I do a halt ready run and then I hit backspace, it doesn't send anything at all. So it's like the it's almost
you may need to reset the Arduino. It's still going to be waiting for that clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's reset the Arduino here.
There's a reset button on the top of it. You should be able to just...
Yeah, that's what I just pressed. Let's go halt, ready, run. There we go. We got device select. Let me take a single shot here, see if I can catch that backspace again. Yeah. Good Lord, that's a lot of data. I don't know how much data backspace is supposed to send, but it sends about 1,000
Not
bits.
that much. It shouldn't do much at all, according to the emulator. So it's possible that it's not actually a backspace on the other side, that we could have some of the bits switched around, so it's actually sending some other command. If we could figure out what that command was, I don't know.
I would try that again, but just push an A or something and see if you're getting a million bits for that too. Because if you're not even framing right, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Oh, it's apparently it's still sending bits.
Yeah, that sounds suspect.
The Arduino is apparently sending all of the bits in the world.
Where's that
Sending or receiving?
plugged?
Huh?
Where's that Scope Pro plug right now?
It's just a random bit on the 8 inputs into the Litton from the Arduino. And so yellow is the output from the Arduino into the level shifter. Blue is the output from the level shifter into the Litton.
I think I might know what's going on there. There's this input data or status bit that indicates whether it's looking for input or an actual input byte or status byte. And that was that signal that we saw doing 40 microsecond pulsing earlier. So it's probably just switching backwards and forwards between data and...
The camera has completely frozen. That's interesting.
Okay, I just thought it was just me.
Yeah, why did my camera freeze? That's weird. Let's turn you off and back on again. No? All right, let me unplug it. This is going to break everything, I imagine. Yeah, the camera's like unplugged right now. Why does it still have a frozen image on
it? Excuse me.
Well, at least that wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it's completely frozen.
I think, Reese, you're right about it flipping.
It won't even turn on.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just modifying the sketch to ignore the status or data line, so it just does data.
Yeah, because it's
Acorn. I tried disabling and re-enabling the source. That didn't seem to do it. This looks like it might be an OBS thing. So OBS may have crashed Twitter. Or Twitch, not Twitter.
OBS did this a few weeks ago, didn't it?
No, it went to all black and came back a couple times just now.
Oh, that's me turning the video capture device on and off.
So OBS is still sending something.
Yeah, but my camera is effectively non-existent here. Let me plug it into a different USB port. Maybe that'll wake some stuff up.
The other thing that's notable is that the stream chat is still going, even though the image is froze. Is it froze in the preview too?
Yes. Yeah.
So the import source is just distributing.
Here we go.
Hello.
Except the size is all jacked up.
Yeah,
Now it's 4:3.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that right now. 30.
So I figured it was just more of me because everything here has been going on tonight. I had the worst thing in the world happen to me.
All right, so what I ended up having to do was add a second video capture device. Great. Okay. I hope you're doing all right, Susan. I didn't mean to just walk all over you on that one, but...
You're all right. I was in the other room working on the teletype, but I got a paper cut right across the knuckles.
Oh, that one will do it. Okay, so stream should be back alive again, right?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Yep. Reese, I don't know if you can see. It's still just vomiting a character over and over and over again into the Litton.
Yeah, I think that's the because of the status or data bit. I'm just getting a patch ready right now.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, hopefully this doesn't freeze again and I have to add a third device. Oh, man. Okay, Control A, X. We got to leave Minicom, because if I have Minicom open when I try to upload to the Litton, it gets very upset. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it's puking, but it's puking a lot.
There's a new sketch.
Okay.
So pare the input down to the absolute bare minimum, ignoring clear and ignoring the input status or data flag.
All right. It finally stopped vomiting, but I don't know why. Right.
Probably reset the Arduino when you launch the IDE.
Yeah. Compilation error. A function definition is not allowed before the token thing.
Okay. Probably should have tried to compile that before I sent it to you. Hang on.
Let's see here. It's on a whole bunch of lines. Let's see here. Starting at 612.
I've got something wrong here.
Missing semicolon.
This is the story of my life. I just send and compile later.
Yeah. Worst thing in my life, a semicolon after an if statement.
That lost me a week on one of my assignments in uni, the exact one. System was locking up and I couldn't tell why.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know enough about this. Yeah, I've got a unclosed
scope somewhere. Hang on. What have I done? Yeah, I know where the problem is. Line 341.
Yep.
It's got an NDF there, and swap it with the bracket on the line above. So the NDF is one line too low.
Gotcha.
Teach me for just committing the code without testing it.
Hey man, wouldn't be programming if you did smart things. All right, let's save that. Upload. That compiled. That uploaded.
Yay.
So let me close you out. Let me go back to Minicom.
This doesn't work. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, so let me do a halt ready run. We got device select C04941. I'm going to take another single shot on the scope here. And just hit backspace, I guess. Oh, backspace gave me a space.
Cool. Okay. Hit
Now what?
Digit 1.
Nope, that didn't that didn't echo back. And my
Sorry.
That didn't echo back. I got another space in there somewhere. Something's not quite right. I keep getting random spaces.
Yeah, I think our bits are around the wrong way. But is it actually triggering on the scope whenever you type a character now?
It doesn't do. I don't have a good answer to that.
Yeah, I think the bits are just getting scrambled.
Yeah, also I might be triggering on... What am I triggering on? Source 1. Source 1. I keep getting spaces. But...
Well, space is all 0 bits, so nothing's coming back.
Okay.
But it looks like it's trying to echo.
Yeah, O and I can get to toggle back and forth. So let me take a single shot on that. And now that I'm trying to take a single shot of it, it's not triggering. Why are you not triggering? Because O and I are no longer twiddling back and forth. You and I, maybe. Okay, there's... Let me try that again. Boy, that is, whatever it is, it's long. And now we're not.
Once I set the input bits on the input 8-bit register, I just leave it at that until the next character.
Okay. So we do have... I mean, I can make them twiddle. I don't know. Can you see on the scope there that, like, depending on which keys I hit, I can make them twiddle around and whatnot?
Yeah.
Right. But all I get back out of the Litton, all that echoes back to me is the space.
So we're still having issues on the echo back, or everything's going to 0 somewhere along the lines. Just turn on. What happens if you just press space? So can you get it to just echo a space?
Nope. And the same key, like, one key won't do a space consistently. I have to switch back and forth between keys to get a space to hit instantly, to do over and over again. So like C and V, if I type C over and over again, I don't get spaces. But if I type a V then a C, I get a space. Pretty consistent.
Yeah, we've got some handshaking problem.
Josepher, if you're over on the Discord, all of the Arduino sketches that we have that we're using are posted up there. I don't know if you're on the Discord.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the Discord,
Yes.
I don't know how to post it in Twitch.
Yeah, the sketch has the ASCII to Litton tables in it, if you need that.
But I can get spaces pretty consistently, but it requires 2 characters, always 2 characters to get a space.
Yeah, I think there's some handshaking thing. I'm kind of running out of ideas for the day. I think we're going to have to put some instructions in on the front panel that we can better control what's going on.
Okay.
We also have to figure out what's happening to that clear signal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just for I don't know if I don't think I have a bot set up to do the Discord. I can drop a link for you though. Give me a second. It's gonna ask you to. It's gonna make you do a CAPTCHA, by the way.
Oh, new anti-bot system?
Yeah, we got hit with like 4 of them rapid fire in a single day, and MX Shift was like, "Nope, I'm done with this." And he helped walk me through a way to set up an anti-bot system. I am eternally grateful for that help. Copy that link. Yeah, minimize you. Oh my God, what are you doing, YouTube? Just give me the link. Don't give me some YouTube embedded link. Just give me the actual link. It gives me some redirect crap. All right, go away. Let's try this.
Click on the link first and then cut and paste it
Yeah, there we
on
go.
the sidebar. Yeah.
Yeah, that should work. All right, well, I mean, at this point, we're like moderately confident that the level shifters are working okay.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the fact that our input going into the Litton is a little hot. Right, but is that something that we need to be overly concerned with if we've got 5 volts going into the Litton? I don't know the answer to that question.
Worst comes to worst, you could always just trim it down a little bit with a tiny resistor.
Yeah, or adjust the output bias, because I think right now with the way the level shifter is set up, is that the output is going to go from 5 volts. So instead of tying the emitter to 5 volts, we should just tie the emitter to ground.
That would make it stop working.
Oh yeah. Maybe we drop the 4.7K to ground value a little lower. No, because then we won't get a negative 12 volt out of it. So we needed to get to negative 12 volts, so he's got the 4.7K voltage divider between negative 24 volt and ground.
What we need is a resistant, would be an extra resistor.
An extra resistor between 5 volt and the emitter, maybe.
Or the collector and the other divider. That's how I was initially planning to do the 0 volts for the Data 620. It was to compute that resistor.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the inputs in the Litton and see if just hitting with 5 volts is going to be okay. Like if they don't care, then whatever.
Actually, I have a quick answer for
you have a
that.
schematic?
They
Do you
get
have
it pulled up. They get it pulled up to plus 18 right after.
do you have a schematic? Can you drop the schematic in?
Yeah, I got K76 here. Yes. Just have to find my Discord. They pull it up to plus 18, so I think we're slightly fine.
Well, maybe.
I just had a stupid idea. How does programmatically, how does IO work on the Litton side? Do the IO data bits appear somewhere on the drum, or is there an instruction that fetches them?
They
There
can
are input and output instructions, so you can input into the accumulator and then do what you want with it.
Well, could we?
They also set the carry. Sorry, they also set the carry flag to indicate whether there's input ready or not at the moment.
Okay, is there a way we could do like we were doing when we dumped the drum and set up something we can plug into the through the panel that will capture the IO bits and put them in the lights? Or we can make sure that the Litton really is seeing what we think it's seeing?
Yeah, I'm thinking of something like that, but it's going to take me a while to find the right instructions.
About just executing clear and input in a loop.
It's true.
Yeah, I think even if we are going up to 5 volts, it's fine. All that's going to do is just ensure that the transistor is turned off harder. Because it's not going into an IC, it's going into an actual transistor. So I think our hot input is going to be not a problem. And actually, we could have gone all the way down to negative 24 volts because they have a diode there clamping it to negative 12.
Yep.
Right. So the way they set this up was that you could have a pretty wild input coming in, and they clamp it and pull it to where it needs to be.
Yeah, because they're expecting what multiple meters of wire. So
yeah. All right. So I think we're probably okay with our input being a little hot. Which means that at this point, I'm moderately confident that our problem is not in the level shifter itself. Does that feel fair?
Yeah. The only one that is still a mystery is the K150 clear, because we're not seeing that one come in, and that's.
All right. Well,
trying to figure out what else would do that.
Let me check to see what the output into the Arduino looks like. Well, we had it printing UE1 over and over and over again. Yeah, so we know that that output from the Litton into the Arduino is fine, right?
Yep, but we didn't test Clear. Clear is only tested for interacting in the other direction. And it's a signal from the Litton to the device to, okay, I got the data. You can clear your output register. But
well, that one never toggles. That's fine. That one is stuck at 5 volts. That bit is.
And on the 12 volt side?
Well, I'm on the Arduino side, the output value from the Arduino into the Litton. And I'm on the Arduino side, and it's stuck, which I suppose is not too surprising because we're not getting a multitude of characters back. We're just getting one character over and over again. So if I'm not on the exact bit that should be flipping, ooh, that one's messy and gross looking. I'm wondering if we should go through and bias all of the inputs into the Arduino. Some of them looks totally fine. Some of them look super hyper ugly.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the Litton is currently trying to echo back into it. But one of those bits certainly looked like it was that one looks nasty too. Biased around 4 volts with lots of noise on it. So I'm thinking we might need to bias all of the outputs from the Litton into the Arduino.
Yeah.
That one's hyper gross too.
Yeah. Are we seeing anything from the clear on the Litton side?
I don't know which pin the clear is. You keep telling me the clear, but like,
yeah,
you got to tell me where to put the probe, my man.
On on the F board, right?
Yeah,
that's where it's accessible. Clear would be 4th from the top on P9. That would be connection 12.
Yeah, you're not helping me a lot here, but 2, 3, it's going to be this guy right here. I don't know if I can get onto that without shorting stuff out. Let's try that. You got a little bit of noise right around 12 volts, but not enough that I would expect that to cause a trigger.
Yeah, that's essentially
bit of
always
noise.
false. So
Yeah.
now if you send a character, does it jump to 0?
No. But I think
Joseph is just asking a question on the chat about my fixed 20 millisecond delay. I did that deliberately because the clear handshaking signal is not working properly. But normally, you would change the busy and then wait for the clear signal to come back. But that doesn't seem to be working right now, so I disabled it.
Yeah, that's like. I mean, the Litton right now is flashing crazy running Opus, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So clear never does anything, but I don't know if clear is ever supposed to do anything.
Yeah, it does nothing on the Litton side, which is
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll start spinning stuff down. Because I think we're at a point where we don't understand and we're just like flailing at the moment. The nastiness that I was seeing on some of the inputs here into the Arduino is frightening. So I think our bias on some of these is going to be off. So I think our bias transistor is okay for like everything but like 3 signals. That's gross.
Yeah.
That one's gross. So I think we need to go through and rebias some more of those input signals, but I don't think that's the sole problem that we're having here.
Yeah.
The other thing you could try is throwing a little tiny capacitor on there to decouple it a bit more.
Well, I think what's happening is the transistor is biased in such a way that it's always on when it should be pushed into saturation or cutoff. And because it's always on, any slight little of coupling that's going into it is getting amplified.
Yeah.
All right. Good night. Good night, Litton. Thank you for your service. So I think what we need to do is next time we'll go through and we'll rebias those those transistors by just soldering some stuff in parallel. We could probably get away with 100K, but 33K doesn't seem to be causing an issue. So I'm tempted to stick with 33K. I got a few minutes, so I'm going to clean the room, actually. Oh. So we'll rebias those, and then I think at that point, because our inputs into the Litton look fine, like we're going negative 12 volts to plus 5 volts, like that's hammering the input as hard as we can hammer it. So we don't have a communication problem that way. And so
Are they just going to -9?
Some of them were, I think, but yeah. I swear another one was going to -12.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because -9 should be low enough to get the transistor on the Litton to kick off.
It's a pretty nasty resistor divider, but yeah, that should be enough.
I mean, that's something that we can double check. You know, if it's not going to a full -12, is that actually triggering an input into the Litton?
Yeah, we would be able to see that if we run code on the Litton, because probing that would be on board A.
But I think we need to come up with a game plan. Like,
yeah,
what's the most important thing to probe? What's the most important thing to change?
Yeah, I mean, just if we just like always read on the Litton, we should be able to send a character and just read what's in the accumulator and just see if it's there.
Yeah, so
I should be able to come up with some instructions for basically bypassing Opus and reading into the accumulator, like you say.
Yeah, that I think is the next step, right? So that way we can verify that things that we send into the Litton are making it.
Because I mean, if we're failing on parity right now.
Yeah, watch it turn out to be that the polarity is inverted or something silly like that.
Polarity would be annoying. Parity would be, yeah.
I think one of the input instructions ignores parity, so we could try using that and then solve that problem later.
Yeah, we don't use CIOP. We just use CIO. No, CIP. Like.
Well, that's what I meant. The polarity, you know, how you have even or odd parity. Wouldn't it be silly if it was just that you had the opposite of what you were supposed to have?
Actually, we might just have it at the wrong bit.
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling
that would suck too.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything that's like a mega smoking gun here. I think we've just got a bunch of like small, slightly out of spec things going on.
Yeah, transistor took a lot of our time, but I mean, that's what they do.
Well, it's also we're doing something that's like nobody's really done before. You know, nobody's ever
unknown machine with an unknown circuit.
Nobody's ever gotten an Arduino to talk to a Litton before, so
there's only someone that got an Arduino to be a Litton, but even
it's different. It's all within the Arduino environment here.
Yeah.
The unknown aspect here is that we're trying to get the Arduino to do something. Well, we're trying to get this translation between the two going on. That's the unknown part.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to unscrew this next week anyways. And now I've got it stuck and I can't get it out, so Yay.
And remember, don't do it up too tight because you've got to take more B-roll of it tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not filming anything with this guy. I'm not filming B-roll with this guy.
Oh, I thought you were putting the Litton back together.
I am, but I'm not filming with the Litton. I'm filming with the Bowman.
Oh, all right. I thought you said earlier you needed to get more Litton B-roll.
No, I need to get more Bowman B-roll. And I'm not even done making the list of B-roll that I got to make for the Bowman. That's how behind I am. The video is probably going to be about a 35-minute video, and I'm about 12 minutes into the edit. It's going slow.
It'll get there.
Yeah, well, it's got to. That's my job.
And even if not, you can always just blame it on the holiday.
Yeah.
Well, I had to go to a family thing.
Yeah. No, the real reason is that
the kids wrap the house in toilet paper and I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, there we go. The real reason is that I should have stopped working on it on Wednesday, but instead I worked on it all the way through all of Thursday. And so then I ended up with a bunch of extra stuff that I filmed. I've got something like 190 clips or something like that so far that I've been using in it, not including the B-roll.
It's always better to have too much than too little.
Yeah, well, not necessarily.
Well, because you can always save it for later.
Yeah, but if it's too much, then it really slows down the edit process because you got to try and find something in the middle of all the too much.
Yeah, but that's probably still a lot cheaper than having to go make up something, especially if the thing you need to make up for is no longer in the configuration that it's supposed to be in.
Yeah, which I've had that problem before, where I've repaired something, but I didn't get enough footage of it when it was broken. That sucks because you can't go back and get that footage. That's gone. Like you can't re-break something to get the extra footage that you need.
Yeah, I remember one time one of the guys at the TV station was talking about a bad day at the office. He got called out to a vehicle accident. And so he went out, he shot a bunch of B-roll for it so the talking heads could talk over it, gets back to the studio and finds out that in the background of the golf course, there's a naked guy standing there in the tree line and he can't use any of it. So he tried to run back out there, but they'd already cleaned up the mess. So he just went out and shot the golf course in the sky and was like, that'll have to do. And they made fun of him forever over it.
What's your typical ratio of hours to minutes in terms of your videos?
In what context?
How many hours does it take to get a minute of video out?
I mean, like how many hours of footage or how many hours of editing or both?
No. How many hours of your working on it? You know, assuming you have all the B-roll and everything there. How long does it take you to edit it to get it like a 30-minute video? How many hours do you recommend?
So it depends on, if we're talking about just the editing side of it, it depends on kind of roughly, it depends on what I'm doing. Like if it's something where I'm talking about like theory a lot and I got to highlight things, it goes really slow. But I would say on average, the edit is about 30 minutes of editing time per minute of footage that you see. And then, but that doesn't count, you know, how long it took to film. I would say, again, filming is probably maybe 10, 15 minutes of filming time per minute that you see. Because, you know, I'll make a mistake and have to do a takeover again. Or there's a lot of setup of the camera. Trying to think of what it is that I need to say and getting all that down. So And then, of course, I have to come back and get extra B-roll later to film all that stuff. I would say on like an acceptable assessment would be something like an hour per minute of footage that you see just for the video. That doesn't count time spent writing descriptions and making thumbnails and making Patreon posts and responding to comments and things like that. So yeah, if it's a 35-minute video, that's about 35 hours of work that week, just in the filming and editing section.
Wow.
Once you throw in all that stuff, once you throw in all the other stuff, I'm probably, well, I don't know. What are you doing? Respond to me. I would say 50-ish hours a week per video would make sense. That sounds about normal.
I guess the proper response to that is thank you.
I mean, 50 hours a week is like, you know, just a couple hours of overtime every day if you were working a normal 9-to-5 job. So that's not absurd. There was a time when Mickey was working at CMC where she was doing effectively 2 full-time jobs. She was working close to 6 to 7 hours of overtime every single day. And then she was coming in on Saturdays to do extra work. Compared to that, like I'm living it easy.
Been there. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it was like watching somebody die in slow motion. You know, she ended up quitting because she got overworked. You know, like that was it. Like they had one of their most valuable assets leave because she completely burned out. So it's like, you know, do you treat your employees like humans, or do you treat them like expendable assets? And CMC treated us like expendable assets, and we would expend ourselves out and quit, and then they would lose a huge amount of work effort, and it would take them a year or two to get somebody trained back up to that same level, and then that person would burn out and leave, and so they would just kind of in this perpetual cycle of never getting anything accomplished.
Isn't there a Japanese word for basically
death from
someone
overwork?
working themselves? Yeah. It's like
Yeah, it's
karoshi.
called, yeah, karoshi. Actually, there was a guy in our company that that happened too.
Oof.
He just like fell over one weekend and died. Not at the office. I mean, he was like out and about, but he had famously been doing hundreds of hours, like over 100 hours of overtime per month for like multiple months on end. And then he just died. Like, that's really messed up.
Yeah, that's what I almost did. That's how I wrecked my kidneys.
Yeah.
I mean, I went down in the ICU, but they got me back.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, that would have been it.
When I was a civil service network manager, I had one of my cable techs had a medical condition he didn't disclose, and he had a stroke inside a suspended ceiling.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was rough. So fortunately, there was another guy working there with him. They called the ambulance. It was on a naval base, so they took him right to the base hospital. He got blood thinners right away, but after that, he was on blood thinners permanently. And I was like, "You can't work as a cable tech anymore. There's too great a chance of you getting cut."
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. Don't overwork yourself.
We fortunately had a data entry position open, So we just crossed him over to data entry. I mean, paper cuts could be bad too, but not not nearly as bad.
Yeah. All right, so I think the game plan for next week is fix the bias on the input to Arduino transistors for the level shifters. Then we'll call it the level shifter complete. Then we need to move into writing some kind of program that'll take whatever we input into the Litton from the Arduino, store it in the accumulator so we can toggle through and see it. And then that'll tell us if we have a coding problem going into the Arduino. And then we'd need to just sit down with the code and try to figure out what's going on. If that sounds accurate, then I will write that down.
Sounds like
somewhere.
a plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Cool.
So we have a game plan. We did get quite a lot figured out today, I feel. So
Yeah, made a bunch of progress on the physical layer. Now it's the upper layer.
yep, we're getting there. So Twitch, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next week. Later.